Good morning. CFM, we'd like to talk to our prayer partners and our support partners about a big step that we are about to take. And this is to do with our missions outreach, particularly in Nigeria and surrounding nations. For almost 36 years, Ruth and I and our supporters have had the wonderful privilege of working with African missionaries. We've helped to train thousands of these people, and they have reached millions of people with the grace of God. And today we want to draw some of these together for a missions conference from the 8th to the 12th of December. We're expecting 3,000 people here at Rural Nalheri. These come from remote areas all through Nigeria and surrounding countries. And many of these missionaries are independent. It means they don't work with a support network. And so we were praying about not just having a conference with these people for a week, but how we could help them ongoingly. And what came into our hearts was that we need to partner with many of these people, and so that they have help with their children. They go into hostile areas of deprivation with children, and they need backup when they have crisis. They need monthly support. They need to be visited on their stations. They need to be brought together at least twice a year for seminars and for training. They need love. They need parents that will stand with them and help them. So we want to do that, and so CFM is aiming to raise our missions. This is our own missionaries in rural areas. At the moment we have about 13. We want to raise it to about 100, and put them on monthly salary and support them if they're having babies and crisis and health and different things, and visit them and love
education.
them. As you said, education for their children.
And education for themselves.
Yeah, and for themselves. And so it's a huge support network. But this also enables us to have a footprint in all of these areas where disciples will be coming from to Rural Nalheri, Bible school students. At the moment, we're building new hostel and class facilities for next year because our Bible school is overflowing. And so we expect, by God's grace, to have a lot more students coming in from these mission stations, to be trained here at Rural Nalheri in the love of God, to be sent back with the gospel, and to widen the outreach of the gospel. We're expecting over the next 5 years a tremendous widening of gospel outreach in this country.
Absolutely. It's a key time too, because many of the threats against Nigeria are beginning to collapse. And it's time to step up and do this.
Yeah.
It's a key time in world history.
Yeah.
And we need to be part of that.
Yeah, and we really believe the church is going to blossom tremendously in the years ahead. So we're by God's grace, positioning for this, getting ready for this, preparing for this, and we're believing for a tremendous year in 2022. So these mission stations, they also afford a great training base for our Bible school graduates.
Yeah, they do.
They want to go out there and serve and suffer and learn and grow in their faith, and it's a wonderful circular thing. Training for our students, new people coming in from the mission stations, training here, going out again, and this is a massive gospel expansion, we believe, coming up. We're also trusting God that we can finish our permanent hospital, and that can be dedicated during the missions conference in December, opened. And so this is a permanent hospital. I like to say that God made the world in 3 days, and in the next 3 days he filled it with every good thing, if you look at Genesis 1. So it's taken us a bit longer to set the structure up than 3 days, but we're believing God will fill it with good machines, good equipment, so we can really treat the poor and terrorize people around here with...
It's a massive demand.
Yeah.
Most people here can't afford medical treatment.
There's hundreds of thousands around.
Hundreds of thousands, that's right. And the motto of our hospital is, none shall be denied basic health care. We do what we can.
Yep. So we're taking a massive step for us, for CFM, especially into this missions outreach now. By God's grace, things have been built here, but our focus is always missions. We're involved in peacemaking, but it's so the gospel can go out, so we can move into missions, bring the gospel to many, many people. So we ask that you stand with us in this big step, stand with us in prayer, stand with us in support for this missions conference. It's going to be big, it's going to be costly, and also we have to transport the people from their villages.
We do.
They don't have cash.
They don't have money at all.
So
no.
we say, come to a conference, and they say, well, it's great, but how do we get there? And so we're sending out buses to bring them in.
That's right. And
feeding them for a week and bringing their children, because they can't just leave their children there.
No.
This is normal logistics for human people.
That's right. And we decided these kids need a Christmas treat. So we're hiring a bouncy castle, we're setting up sports competitions and of course children's meetings with stories and songs and dance. So they just have a great time and it becomes a memory of a wonderful time that they've had.
And also we're going to bring in neighbouring children as well.
Yeah.
That'll be the next week
Yeah.
to bounce on the castle.
Yeah, that's-
Christians and Muslims.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Get them while they're young, they'll never forget it.
the children of the poor. Not the ones who've been to all these theme parks, but the ones who never get there.
Yeah. So thank you very much for your love and for your encouragement and for praying with us. So this is our update, just so you know, and you can pray and support us. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.